I am here with a very, very requested video. This is going to be my favorite, or like my collection of mattifying products for oily skin. So this is going to be a two-part video. The first part is going to be moisturizers, primers, and kind of like mattifying spot treatments. And then the second part will be foundations and powders that I really love to help keep you matte throughout the day. So this video is going to be about like the prepping of the skin prior to putting on foundation. So if you want to see some of my favorite or like my oil controlling collection, then just stay tuned. So to start off, I have two moisturizers that I really, really love that I find do a great job of helping control oil, especially if I'm going to just be wearing maybe a foundation that's not necessarily a mattifying foundation, primer that's not necessarily a mattifying primer. These two different moisturizers are really great at controlling oil. Sometimes moisturizers can kind of make you oily or greasy very quickly. These ones I find don't do that, but they also don't make my skin feel super dry either. So I really love these. The first one is the Formula 10.0.6 Seriously Shine Free Mattifying Oil-Free Moisturizer with Aloe Vera and Bamboo. And this is what the package looks like. I got it for about $5 or so at Walgreens. And it's a really nice size. It's 2.54 fluid ounces. It's very lightweight, but again, it does feel very moisturizing on the skin without making you feel greasy, but it's also mattifying without making you feel really dry and tight. So I would highly recommend this. This is a really great moisturizer. And also kind of like it's a high-end product, but for a lesser price. I get these at TJ Maxx. It's the Bliss Steep Clean Mattifying Moisturizer. And it says it has smart sponge spheres that control excess sebum and shine, oil-free skin mattifying formula. Smooths, brightens, and minimizes pores. It's again another one of those really nice moisturizers that keeps you moisturized but doesn't make you oily and doesn't dry you out but makes you feel matte. So I really love these two. I highly recommend checking them out. I have been very happy with them, and I notice a big difference between using these versus using just a regular moisturizer that's not necessarily targeted to oily skin or controlling oil. So I'll move into some prepping sprays. Now I have a few different ones, but these are three that I really like, and they're kind of all different price points. So I'll start with the Drugstore one. It is the NYX Matte Finishing Spray, or Matte Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. And you get a little over 2 fluid ounces. You can get this at NYX, online, or Ulta, or anywhere that you have that sells NYX. Basically, it's just a prepping spray or a setting spray. So there's a few different ways you can use the three that I'm going to show you. You can either spray it on as a prep before you do your makeup, and then spray it again, and it kind of, after you're done doing your makeup, and it really will lock and seal in all your foundation, all your powder products. That's one way of doing it. You can just use it as a setting spray after your makeup. You can just use it as a primer. So, I mean, there's a lot of different uses for it. Also, you can just put it in your bag, and if you're getting kind of oily throughout the day or powdery, just spritz it on your face, and it's a nice like refresher to your skin. So I really like the NYX matte one. I also have two other ones that are a little bit more high-end. This is the Skindinavia No More Shine Makeup Finish for Oily Formula. This is the very first setting spray I ever got. I purchased mine on Amazon. Urban Decay also has one called the All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. They're both made by the Skindinavia brand, so it just depends on which one you like. You can get these in, this one I'm not sure if you can get a smaller size, but for sure this one comes in like a size a little smaller and then a small travel size. So I really love these. They're great if you have oily skin to just prep your skin and set it, keeps your makeup all day. If you do not have oily skin but you're interested in setting sprays, they do have ones for dry skin, regular skin, so I really love setting sprays a lot. I really love setting sprays, especially for the summer, because it's so hot. It's just nice to kind of have like a little pick-me-up or spritz throughout the day, so I love those. Now to some spot treatments. I have kind of a high-end and a drugstore version for most of these. So the first is a spot treatment for mattifying, and I have two here. The drugstore version is the Boots Expert Instant Matte. So this is the first one, and it's a very liquidy consistency. It comes in a cute little bottle, and the way this works is you just kind of shake it up and do drop by drop at a time, and just put it in the T-zone where you're oily. So this will keep you nice and matte throughout the day. It works pretty well. I've been pretty happy with it. It's about $5 from Target. This is great if you are sensitive to like silicone products. I have a lot of subscribers say that they can't wear silicone-based primers or anything like that. So if you are having issues with silicone, try using something like this. This is, again, Boots No. 7 Expert Instant Matte. And then if you want to spend a little bit more money for something a little bit higher end, that in my opinion, I find that it keeps me matte longer and it kind of mattifies me a little bit more and makes my pores feel a little bit smaller. It's the Philosophy Total Matteness. So the bottle is a nice little glass bottle. It has a little dropper here. You do not need very much product at all. And it does a really great job of keeping you matte without making you feel like super tight. And it also, I feel like it kind of fills in my pores a little bit. So just a nice little liquidy consistency. You can get this at Sephora or anywhere that they sell Philosophy. My Macy's actually has this and I really love it. It's an oil-free mattifying pore eraser is what they call this one. So this one I don't find fills in pores at all. This one I feel mattifies and fills in pores. So just depends on what you're looking for. So if you do not have a sensitivity or issue with silicone products, I have two here. The first is the NYX Shine Killer, and it says it's a professional potion to eliminate oil and shine so face stays matte and fresh all day long. It's just a little squeezy tube and it's a gel like silicone consistency. And again, I just pop this in my T-zone area. With these more silicone products, I like to pat it into my T-zone rather than swiping. That way it can kind of fill in my pores. I don't have any problems with it. I don't have any problems with it clogging my pores or making me break out. This does a pretty good job of keeping me matte. I would say that I prefer this better with a mattifying foundation as well, just because it kind of gives me a little bit extra protection. But if you use this with a very dewy formula, it's not going to keep you as matte as some other products would. But it's a great inexpensive alternative, and it is cruelty-free for any of you who are only purchasing or very interested in cruelty-free products. If you want a high-end version, this is one I really love. It's the MAC Matte Gel, and I know that this has other uses. I don't know what the other uses are, but I know that it has other uses. I just use this as a mattifying gel. So again, I'll take a little pea-sized amount and I just kind of pat it into any area that's oily. This is one that I use all the time. You hardly need any product and it does a great job of keeping you matte. And it also works really well with foundations that are maybe a little bit more dewy or glowier. It helps keep the oil at bay from those type of foundations, because I love a good glowy, luminous foundation look. But sometimes in my T-zone area, it just gets too oily and too greasy and just does not look cute. And then you have to keep touching up with powder. So something like this in your T-zone is really great. So I really love this one. This is the MAC Matte Gel. Okay, so then for primers. The first one is I have two Drugstore. The first one is this Neutrogena Shine Control Primer with Rice Protein Complex. I really like this. This is a newer primer for me. I do find that it does a great job of helping control oil. If you want to see a video with using the whole shine control system with the foundation and powder, thumbs up this video and comment down below and I will do a demo and show you how it wears throughout the day. But I really like this. I love the packaging. It's super sleek. It's about $10. It's again one of those products that I find does a great job of keeping you matte. You can definitely wear this with a little bit more of a luminous foundation and it will do a great job of keeping your T-zone not so oily and keep the oils at bay. So I really love the Neutrogena one. The other Drugstore one you guys have heard me talk about so much lately, it's the Boots No. 7 Beautifully Matte Makeup Base. This is at Target is where you can get it. I really love this one. Like I've mentioned in other videos, if you've seen them, you've already heard this, but it's a very strange consistency. It's almost like applying like Elmer's glue to your face. So you want to make sure that your face is nice and moisturized, or you apply it with like a beauty blender, or you kind of like pat it into your skin, because if you start swiping it like you would like normal primer where you would rub it in, it's gonna get sticky and it's gonna be a little weird. So I just recommend having a nice moisturized face or a damp sponge, or just kind of taking little bits at a time and patting it in. This is definitely one that will like instantly mattify you. You will notice how matte your skin is as soon as you put this on, which I do really like. It doesn't feel tight or uncomfortable, but I really love it. It does a really great job of mattifying. And again, it's another one of those products that I feel works really well with foundations that are not necessarily like considered a mattifying foundation. So I really love this. This is around like the $10 to $12 at Target. Okay, so my middle of the road primer is the Sephora Mattifying Primer. I've gone through so many samples of this and I really do love this primer. It's a great, I think it's around the $18, maybe right around there, price point. Very smooth on the face. This is a primer that I would definitely put all over my face, and it still like doesn't feel too tight. Some of these other primers, like I'll kind of just target them in my T-zone, but this is one I can put all over my face. It's a beautiful like coverage. It doesn't make me greasy or oily throughout the day, and again, it's kind of like one of those middle of the road price points, a great all over face. And it says it has 8-hour oil control, so I really like that one as well. Now we're getting into the higher end mattifying primers. This one is the Illamasqua Matte Primer. It's a really nice consistency. It's very lightweight on the skin. This is probably like the primer that does the least mattifying. I do like the way it feels, and I do love Illamasqua products. I just find that at least paired with their skin-based foundation, it doesn't keep you matte at all. So this is definitely one of those primers that you'll want to use with a mattifying foundation to really have the full benefits of it being mattifying. But it is a really nice consistency. I do find that it does, you know, keep me matte for the most part with a normal foundation. Just the skin-based foundation from Illamasqua, I found it didn't help with any sort of oil control or mattifying. But I do really like this. There's other ones that I like more, but I'm just a sucker for Illamasqua products. I would definitely say that there's other primers that work better, but I don't know, I'm just a sucker for Illamasqua, that's all I can say. The next one is this Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. Now this is kind of like the Beautifully Matte primer from the drugstore. It is like no joke, hardcore, makes you super matte throughout the day. I absolutely love this. It's very pricey, so if you have issues where you have some seriously oily skin, I would recommend looking into this, even though it is pricey, because it does a fantastic job of keeping you matte. This is definitely one that I can wear with a more luminous foundation, and I don't find that it makes me oily. It keeps me pretty matte throughout the day. So this is fabulous. You can get it at Sephora, and I just really, really love it. So this is the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. Again, is another one of those that kind of makes your pores look smaller as well. And then the last one I have is the Rouge Bunny Rouge Matte Primer. This is an amazing primer. I love it so much. I love the bottle. This glass bottle is just adorable. And Rouge Bunny Rouge is a UK brand, so I think you can only get it online. I don't know if they have stores in the UK, but you can purchase this online. The packaging, they pay such great detail to packaging, so if you're one that loves to have makeup and you're a sucker for packaging and you buy things a lot based on how cute the packaging is, you'll love this. If you're more of a person who just buys it for the product that's inside, you might not care so much. But it is a little bit pricier. I love that it has a pump. This is a great primer. It's kind of like my little fancy primer. So I kind of use this only on special occasions because I don't want to run out of the cute little packaging. But anyways, this is another really great primer too. So there's definitely a nice variety of, you know, drugstore to high-end primers that are meant for mattifying or spot treatment. It just really depends on what you're looking for. I really love all of the primers I have. I would say that out of all of them, the Illamasqua one you could probably skip out on just because I don't have the best results. There's other ones that I find have better results. If you have super oily skin, I would say the Boots No. 7 or the Becca one are probably hands down the most mattifying ones that I have. If you want kind of a nice luxury mattifying one, the Rouge Bunny Rouge is great. And then if you want something inexpensive that does work pretty well, the Neutrogena Shine Control is great. So that is all of my moisturizers, spot treatments, and primers that are mattifying. Let me know what some of your favorite are. Leave them down below in the comments because I would love to know some of your recommendations. And so if you want to see part 2 of this video, which is the foundations, BB creams, and powders, then make sure you're subscribed so you'll be notified as soon as that video is up, and I will make sure to link it down below as well when I have uploaded it. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope this video was helpful, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!